So the change in condition of demand. When any condition of demand changes, example, an increase in income, it will result in an increase in demand, and an increase in demand will cause a rise in price, assuming the supply remains constant. On the other hand, when the income decreases, demand also decreases, resulting to a fall in price, assuming the supply is constant. So the change in demand is shown in the given table. So the change in condition of demand is when any condition of demand changes. The condition demand may changes, any condition may happen, maybe an increase in income. So if an increase in income, it will result in an increase in demand, and the increase in demand will cause a rise in the price, assume the supply remains constant. So any change of demand equation can be demonstrated in this form of graph. We have the quantity, the x-axis, and the price level. So the change of condition demand can be shown like this. So, and suppose the price is at PO, at the level of equilibrium, then the quantity offered is QE, and suppose now the price increases from PO to P1, or from P0 to P1, so we observe to see the quantity demanded increases from QE, and when the price increases above more further, that is P3, this means that the quantity demanded increases at QE in the next steady quantity. So as we observe now, the demand curve are cutting close over there, whereby we observe to see the supply curve with a single line that cut across the three demand schedule, the demand curves. So in this figure above, demand 1 shows that a demand curve before changes in income, where whereby the demand is equal to the supply at an equilibrium price. After the equilibrium now point E, now the other hand, the decrease in income now lead to a decrease in demand. So whenever there is a decrease in income lead to a decrease in demand. Whenever there was an increase in income, now this actually shift of the demand upward, going upward. So whenever the increase in income, whenever there was an increase in income, this means that consumers are they have sufficient income to spend. So we expect the demand to increase from D0 to D1 to D2. And whenever there was a decrease in income, we expect the demand curve to shift from D2 to D1 to D0. So after the increase in income, demand also increases from D1 to D2. And after the decrease of income, we observe to see the demand decreases from D2, D1 to D0. Change in condition supply. The equilibrium price will persist until there is a change in the condition of supply. If any supply condition changes, example maybe technological innovation supply will increase, and if the demand is constant, then the price will fall. But if the supply decreases, now due to an increase in the cost of production, price will increase if the demand has remained constant. So this is shown in this figure above. So under change in condition supply, equilibrium price will persist until there is a change in condition of supply. So equilibrium is actually affected when there is a change in condition of supply. A change of condition supply is any supply condition, for example, technological innovation. So in technological innovation is a change of supply. So supply when it increases, and if the demand is constant, then the price will fall. But if the supply decreases due to an increase in the cost of production, now this will increase the demand, and this will increase the demand, and as a remain constant as well. So when you try to sketch out the graph for the change in condition of supply, the change of condition of supply may be affected, it may be due to increase in cost of production. When the cost of production increases, this means that supply will be low. But when the cost of production is minimal, maybe the government has provided the subsidies, this means that also the supply will be increasing. So when you try to sketch out the graph, it shows that whenever there is a change in supply level, maybe increase in cost of production, this means that when the cost of production increases, that makes the price to go above, that is P1, P2 to P3. So it goes above, this means that the quantity supplied will be declining. when the price goes down because of the increasing cost of production, that is shift of price going downward, this will decline the quantity supplied. So the quantity supply will shift from Q2 to Q1 to Q0. But whenever there is a decrease in the cost of production, we expect the price to increase from P1 to P2 to P3. And also, as a result, now the quantity supply will increase from Q0 to Q1 to Q2. So we observe the supply curve will be having the same shifting turning movement depending on what kind of supply has been taking changes. So in this figure above, the demand and supply curve intersect at point E, where the equilibrium price is OPE. So for that case now, we observe to see the demand curve will appear in that movement equation. So to new equilibrium point E, and on the other hand, now when the supply decreases from S1 to S2, also the price will increase from P1 to P2. And the new equilibrium price will be established at point E.